Well, goodness, it's been a while. Oh, we fell. But welcome back to Two Guys, One Crisis. My name is Hayden.
And my name is Camden, and it's good to be back. And today we'll be talking about Hurricane Katrina, a blast from the past and a blast to New Orleans. Katrina hit in August 2005 and it caused over 1,300 deaths and about $170 and billions of dollars in damages. That's like if every person in America took a $5 bill, threw it in the ocean, said bye bye to it, and because I'm never seeing it again.
The surge hit 28 feet. That's taller than a two-story house, a draft, and me standing on a draft.
Hayden, who are you lying to? Three of you standing on a draft ain't even that tall, bruh.
That is low.
Yeah, but sometimes it's gotta be said. But okay, guys, imagine this. It's early morning. The wind is screaming, the rain is sideways, and then
The levees break, water rushes in, and everyone in New Orleans collectively says, "Oh, come on, man."
one. Today we're interviewing Lieutenant General Russell Honore.
Hello, everybody.
This man basically walked into New Orleans and was like, "All right, everybody, stop panicking. Daddy's home."
I don't know about that, but we had to get things moving.
And you sure did. You were like the human version of a fix everything button. So I'm just gonna get straight into questioning because that's what everyone is here for. What did you see when you arrived?
Um, Chaos, flooded streets. It just looked like the whole town got destroyed. Everything was gone.
So, like my bedroom.
Yeah, but a lot more water, not water bottles. Cam.
Alright, okay. I see how it is. Alright, here's the second question. What was the biggest challenge you guys faced?
Communications was our biggest challenge. Phone lines were down. Some radios were down. It was hard to make connection with people, and we were basically just yelling at each other for the most communication we can have between people.
So, just like a normal Christmas with my family. Gotcha. So, question number three. What was the most memorable moment?
Walking into the Superdome, you can see the military arrive, and you can see just the wave of relief through all the people that were crowded in there, just hoping for the best of the best.
So, like, when it's 4th and 10 in 5 seconds on the play clock, instead of spiking it because they're down by a field goal, your team snaps the ball, throws it deep, and you get that game-winning touchdown. Like that feeling?
Uh, sure, but with a lot higher stakes.
I don't know. If you're betting on it, there ain't that much high stakes. So, no, honestly, now we're gonna talk about why Katrina was not handled well, because it was a real eye opener for the United States. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, not great was an understatement. I mean, levies were old enough to qualify for retirement. Federal response was slower than my Wi-Fi and communication systems collapsed like Bladen Schuster's topic that he's doing.
Yeah. From what I've read, evacuation plans did not include people that didn't have cars. Shelters were unprepared. It was like having 10,000 people and only two sandwiches to split between all of them. And leadership confusion, everyone thought someone else was in charge. It was total chaos. So, in other words, just think of a school project.
Yeah.
So, honestly, there's lots of things that could have been better. So, let's go ahead and
Yeah.
touch on
A
that.
lot.
Like
For
what?
one, we said back before, stronger levies
For
that
sure.
actually do their job, evacuations that weren't last minute,
Yeah.
and teams that were ready before the storm and inevitably were too late to respond in time.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we need better backup communication. That's what we figured out with all the radios and cell towers being down. Like we could have had some satellite radios up. We could have had carrier pigeons. Anything would have been better than yelling across the street.
Yeah,
Clear leadership. Like we needed someone right then and there who was like, "I'm just taking charge. You're gonna do this. I'm doing this. Y'all need to get your crap together."
yeah,
I
it was
feel like,
sporadic.
and like the amount, and then like I said, you had so many deaths, which means you had even more injuries. So you know those hospitals were getting overwhelmed, and there was no power. So yeah, it was not well. So I feel like better support for the hospitals could have been better. So honestly, what we learned. So General, what did we learn from Hurricane Katrina?
A lot, and thankfully we actually use those lessons to apply better services for it for if it were to happen nowadays. For instance, FEMA, FEMA, now pre-stages supplies instead of being like, oh, there's a storm, who knew? They actually have things ready and in store. Um, Cities already have evacuation plans ready for people who don't have cars and people who do have cars just to get them out of the city when they know it's coming. And communication backups exist now. So, like Camden had said before, satellite radios and other means of transportation, not carrier pigeons, Camden.
My bad.
But
So
good communication.
and then to touch on the levies, New Orleans got a $14 billion flood protection upgrade. Basically, levies on steroids. Agency is chained together now, like disaster agencies. The FBI, all of them are working together a lot more effectively. Leadership is so clear now. A lot less people are yelling about who's in charge. Everyone knows what they're doing, when they're doing it, and how they're doing it. So, in other words, Katrina was the world's most expensive group lesson.
Yeah, Katrina was devastating, but it changed how we respond to disasters. It helped us learn a lot.
Yeah. And it taught us that if Lieutenant General Honore shows up, things are about to get handled.
Or at least yelled at in a productive way.
And that wraps up today's episode of Two Guys, One Crisis, featuring Lieutenant General Honore. Stay safe, stay informed, and most of all, if a hurricane is coming, hope the general is there because you're not lasting long.